Before you upload that report into AI, I need you to hold on just a moment. You know what? We've all heard that term garbage in, garbage out, but the same is true for AI. If you give the AI platform Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever it is, if you give it a report before it's actually been deemed useful, you know what? It's not going to make the report any more useful. AI cannot fix your data. AI cannot clean your data. If you don't have good data to begin with, it's not going to be very useful. And I think we all know that logically, but it's like, well, how do I get my data to be more useful so that I can use a tool like AI to help me understand my data? Well, we're going to talk about that today. And I'm going to show you a very simple strategy that we've been teaching for well over a decade that helps people kind of unlock, and it's so simple that allows you to keep the garbage out of your data, the garbage out of your reports, so that when you do go take a report to AI or to any of these other tools, or just for yourself, if you want to be able to see it for yourself, it makes it very simple and it makes it a lot more efficient as well. So let's go ahead and dive into that. The super simple strategy that we're talking about is something we call QIA, QIA. And we're going to walk through what that means, and then we're going to go through some examples of how you can apply QIA to your strategy. So the very first is Q for questions. And so we say, what questions do you have? And so that kind of allows us to start thinking about our dashboard in the very beginning. So we're not thinking about our dashboard, weeks, from when we've started. We're thinking about it in the very beginning. What questions do you need your dashboard to be able to answer? What questions do you want AI to be able to help you answer? Think through all of those and write them down. And then you're going to move on to the next piece is the information. What information do you need to be able to answer those questions? Do you need something like a click, a scroll, a page view? What is it that you need? Do you need information from multiple platforms? Do you need to enhance your build to be able to make sure that your CRM can understand this or that, or just so many different things you need to understand? How do you get that information? And the most important piece of this is the third piece of action. So question, information, action. And the whole point is if you cannot take action, then it doesn't belong in your dashboard. It doesn't belong in your data because it's just data dumping. It's data hoarding. You may think that you want it later on, but if it doesn't cause an action, then you don't need to worry about it. So again, QIA is questions, information, and action. And so we're going to go through some examples with this. And let's go ahead and drop that over. So we have our MeasureU page. And what we're going to do is going to go to a typical sales page that we have. We're going to go here and we're going to jump into a typical sales page just because you might be as familiar with those for your own business or just from your own shopping experience. So when we think about questions, some of the most obvious ones is how many people saw this page. The information you're going to grab is most likely a page view from whatever platform you're using. And then the action you're going to take is, well, yeah, you can probably take action. Well, like if you have certain goals and thresholds, you're like, hey, I need 1,000 people to see this page because I know it's going to convert at X amount. And if you're below that 1,000, then you need to increase traffic. So there's lots of different things that you can go through and kind of work through your mind without even writing anything down, putting into a spreadsheet or doing any sort of example with that. Like we have a PDF for you if you want one that kind of walks you through everything, but you're able to really kind of understand what it is that you need to do. So I need page views. But if you're like, well, I really want to know how many people get down here and see this offer portion. I want to know if they come down here and spend 3 seconds on this call to action. If that is a true question, then you need to have some sort of element visibility with the timer set up. And then your action could be, if they are not coming down and spending a few seconds on this, Then I need to go through and review where the offer isn't landing. Basically, where is it that people might be falling off at, so that I can help make sure that they're actually considering the offer for this. And then if they are going to the reverse, if they are spending time and seeing this for a few seconds, then the action could be increase traffic, spend more on ads so we can continue. If it's working the way it's supposed to, then yes, we can do this. So it's an action either way. So if it's not working, then we're going to investigate farther. If it is working, go spend more money and get more traffic to come on through. And so that's just another very basic example of QIA. So we're going to walk into another kind of page real quick. We're going to go into a blog, because I know you might be a content marketer or just be familiar with this as well. So if you're a content marketer, maybe you're wanting to know how many people stayed on here for more than 10 seconds. That's an easy one. That's setting up a timer. Maybe it's 15 seconds. Maybe you want to know, did they come down here and watch the video? Those are all great questions and all information that you'd be able to grab with a tool like Tag Manager, or just, having some sort of code and measurement on the page. And so you'd be able to say, did they press play? Did they watch 10%, 20%, whatever it is that you want to set up, you can have that set up. Then let's say this video was really important for them to understand before they took some sort of call to action. So maybe instead of a table of contents, this is like going to a sales page. I can then have a question of the people that watch the video, do they go to the sales page? Do they buy? And if they don't, then maybe I make it a little bit more easier for them to press play, or maybe I don't reveal this until it's time. And so many different things that you can do once you actually have a strategy and a system in here. So that way your dashboard becomes much more useful for you. And so remember, you only put actionable data in your dashboard. You don't put all this other junk. Now, I will measure every click that I absolutely can for my clients, for ourselves, and I will have these certain measurements that are set up on our site. So I know for every page, if they've been on there for 10 seconds, I know if they're scrolling halfway and they're spending time on the page. I do that everywhere. I do all the clicks and all the video plays and all of that, just in case I need to investigate farther for certain things. And so it's okay to have data in Google Analytics 4 that's like that. That's kind of that generic, maybe I might need to troubleshoot something. So I'm not saying only capture data that if it fits into your dashboard. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in your dashboard, make sure that you start in the very beginning of what you want on your dashboard, so that when you go through your build and you're understanding what you need to build, it's going to be a lot more efficient and faster for you. Plus, once you kind of go through and make sure you're putting your questions in your dashboard the correct way and making that data more actionable, it becomes a lot easier for AI to also be able to help you too. As I just mentioned, it makes it a lot easier to find that action as well. And just a really quick pro tip is it's always great to be amazing. However, we're not always amazing from the get-go. We have to remember to get good enough to get going, then come back and make it better. So sometimes with your QIA, you have so many great questions, but you are kind of overwhelmed by it. And that's okay. Just think of it as phases. Like phase 1 could be these 5 questions. Phase 2 can be something else. And then phase 3, or maybe your client asked a really, really complicated question. So you validate it. Like, yep, that's a great question. That will probably be more of a phase 3 thing. We're going to get through these 2 first so we can be able to do these things, take action, and optimize there while we're building out this phase 3 thing. So it's always, you don't have to answer all the questions right away and try to do everything, but get it good enough to get going and then come back and make it better later. And if you want a PDF to help you go through your QIA planning, type in QIA below, QIA, and our team will send you over a PDF so you can go through and do this to yourselves, so you can start doing your own planning to make your dashboards better. We'll see you on the next one.